Oh, there's a buddy on Facebook that is from Italy that has painted his room orange and is now doing things from his orange room, calling it the orange room. Listen, there's only one orange room that I'm personally aware of. Am I right or am I right? That's all right. Flattery is the best form of something. Colors, orange. Hey, what's going on out there? Roger says, hey, Greg, greetings. Hello together. It is Monday. Hope everyone had a festive holiday weekend. A lot of people, I think, are off today as well. I know my wife is. We did so many things around the house today. Went through the attic room. We moved about 4 years ago, and although we thought we were relatively thorough with getting rid of some malarkey, there's so much more that has just got moved from one place to the next. Who's with me out there? Oh, we did have an excellent weekend. Thank you. It is kind of a takeover is what we're doing, I think. Isn't it kind of a takeover, Dylan? Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am wearing shorts today, so don't be afraid if you see a little ligament. A little ligament. Ligament, that's not a word. But it feels good to say it. Ligament. Digga, 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 ligament. Digga, 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 ligament. Ladies and gentlemen, ligament. Memphis, Tennessee. Wayne, what's going on down there, Daddy-O? Mark says, that was a hell of a chord progression. Does the previous song have a name, or was it just a... Yes, that is a song of mine called Night Owl Now. There's a version of it with Paul Barrere singing it, actually, from Little Feat. On my record, Plays Well With Others, and there's an instrumental version of it on the Unrepentant record. That's my boy back there in those drums, Dylan James Kuchenheimer Schmidt. Just tuning in, love from Florida. Greetings, Kevin. What's going down, Daddy-O? Can you dig it? Will you dig it? All right, there's another tune of mine with a similar chord progression. I like to go to the 4-chord where it's got a major third and then go minor third. And there's kind of a chicken picking song with a similar routine. And it goes something like this here. Why don't you come over and play? Woo. Hey, that little Loki, we can hang out by my pool all day. Well, my cat is on the fritz, so you just might have to stay. Well, wasn't that the plan anyway? Don't forget that raspberry pie. Oh, you're looking so good I might laugh until I cry. Hey, that little Okie, you know I clean this place from stem to stern. Stem to stern, that's hard to say. Hey, that little Okie, we got nothing but time to burn. Well, time to burn. Well, my cat is on the fritz, so you just might have to stay. Wasn't that the plan anyway? Oh, Okie, don't forget that raspberry pie. Oh, Okie, looking so good I might laugh until I cry. Laugh until I cry. You know, the roommate, she don't care much for me. Hey, that little Okie, you know, she'll come around eventually. That's a fact. Well, my cat is on the fritz, so you just might have to stay. What? Wasn't that the plan anyway? Oh, don't forget that raspberry pie. Oh, Okie, looking so good I might laugh until I cry. Laugh until I cry. Dig it. Can you dig it? Will you dig it? Sounds good. That sounds good, that guitar. I like it. How y'all doing out there? You all right? It is Monday, what is it? It's July 6th. I can count. Ladies and gentlemen, July 6th, Monday the 6th. Raspberry pie is delicious. All right, Dylan, what else should we do for the kids? Just like that, ladies and gentlemen. That was a song called Devotee Shuffle, named after my buddy Devotee Reinhardt, who unfortunately passed away. Years back, he was a drummer, great drummer, in a band called Leroy Airmaster around town. When I was very young, I used to go out and see that band. It used to blow my mind. And anyways, I had a shuffle tune, and he was a shuffling son of a gun. So I thought, you know what? Devotee Shuffle it is. That's on the record Vivid Gristle. And so Sorry again. What the tune "Frozen River"? Did that tune ever turn into? Yes, "Frozen River" Wayne is on a record I did. Actually, I don't know if that made it on John Seger's album or not. We did a version of it on the Milwaukee NPR station, WUWM. We were on a show called Lake Effect, and we played that song. I think we recorded that song at that point. So you can check that out. Look for that. And you can find the Frozen River. The Frozen River. That's how it goes. Anyway, can you dig it? Can you dig it? I'm going to switch over to the electric guitar at this point in time. Folks, I was playing this. This is a Martin 0028, and I've got a Fishman Matrix Infinity VT pickup and preamp system on it, going right into a Loudbox Performer, and we just have an SM57 in front of that amp. So that's what you're hearing. Very old school. Can you dig it? Will you dig it? Now what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to grab the Strat first today, I think. Feeling stratish. Stratomacoias. Sometimes you just make up jams on the spot, and away you go. Sometimes you just make up jams on the spot. Does Dylan have any guitar playing in his bag? Marvin the Boon asks. Here we go again. That's a good one. We haven't played that one in a while. No, Dylan doesn't play any guitar really. He could. But he's a drumming son of a gun. He's a drumming son of a gun. Drumming son of a... Charlie Daniels, you know what? That is a shame that he passed away. Unfortunately, I do not know any Charlie Daniels. Never went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind. He was way behind. He was willing to make a deal. We saw him bringing it hot. And he said, that's all I know. And as you can see, it's not much. Rising sun, chicken in the back door, chicken out door, lick the chicken, oh, scratch my. Sorry. That was Majestic Jam back in the day. He was a cool cat, but I don't know any of the songs. Can you dig it? I can see Greg's porn folder on that desktop. No, you can't. First of all, it's Dylan's computer, and he's into aliens. So I'm just going to leave it right there, okay? Paul G. Brown in the house! The devil won that fiddle duel. I think you're right. I think you're right, Han. Well, that was fun. That's a variation on a tune called Big Fish in a Small Pond. Picking the liquor caster. I like it. It's a Stratocaster with a whammy bar. This actually has the Fishman Fluence diggity doggone pickups of doom and destruction. And they're called the single width pickups. I helped voice these doggone things. They sound glorious. They sound glorious. Can you dig it? Ooh, it feels so good and it feels so right. Dimitri Jim Perrier says, hello, Greg. Do you ever have any issues switching from Gibson scale to Fender scale or vice versa? Thank you. You know what? I don't. I can tell, obviously, but I just kind of play to either one, depending on what I'm playing. But I make them both work. Greg Koch, P90 Telly update, please. Well, indeed, my new Reverend set neck P90 Gristle Master with the new Fishman P90s. I got a little update. We're aiming for the fall release. So I'll keep you updated as to when it's actually going to be deployed. But diggity doggone it, they're coming. Can you dig it? The guitars and the pickups. Do you ever play Sitarmageddon live, Greg? That's a good question, Mark. I never have, to be honest with you. I'd have to listen to it. I have to listen to it. I haven't listened to it in a long time. Oh, well, thank you, Robert. What is Dylan's favorite drum kit so far? I've heard some tasty ones. Those Bonham-looking Ludwigs sound unbelievable. What are your favorite drums thus far?
I'd say those Bonham ones. I love those drums.
The Bonham ones, they sound so big. The Bonham ones, can you dig? The Bonham ones, What was the name of that last song again? Ryan, that was a variation of a song called Big Fish that's on the Vivid Gristle release, although we played it a little more up-tempo, the other version. Can you dig it? You know what's...
Is that written after the fish?
No, that one is not there. I do have a song written about I had an encounter with a fish in a lake. Where it bit me in a special area, ladies and gentlemen. And that's a song called Truth is Stranger Than Fiction. But I can't sing and play that one at the same time. It's virtually impossible. Please do Night Owl Now. You know, we did that one at the beginning of our broadcast. Big Fish Grill up close to me. I like that kind of talk. Menage a Trout. Nice one, Christopher Brown. dig it? The Stratocaster with the whammy bar is a personal friend to everyone here. Just so you know, so these are these Fishman Fluence pickups. They have two voices. I haven't actually taken them out of the first voice yet. So they're still in the first voice. If I grab this tone control and pop it up, it unleashes the second voice, which is a little hotter. But I haven't felt the need to do that yet today because the guitar just sounds so damn good as is. And I'm going straight into my signature amplifier from Koch Amplifiers. Same last name, but no relation, of course. And this is going, actually that whole last tune was on the lead channel, and I added a little gain boost and then the OTS on top of it. There you go. You get a lot of filth and savagery. That was a song called Foolish Mortals, by the way. There's a version of that tune on the record. The only version of that actually that can be consumed is a version that's on Strat's Got Your Tongue. It was on the Grip as well back in the day. Can you dig it? Everyone having fun out there in Movie Land? 440. We're having a good time today jamming for the kids. You know, what gauge of strings are on it? I have 10s on all my guitars. I have contemplated to going up to something a little heavier on the shorter scales. Like the Les Paul and the 335, but I haven't done that yet. Anyway, I'm going to switch to the 335. The 335, how we have. The 335. The 335. The 335. The 335. The 335. Boy. The Crimson Harlot has been deployed once again. Crimson Harlot 335. I have the Fishman Fluence Classic humbuckers on this doggone thing. Originally I had this is a 50th anniversary Gibson Memphis 63 335. And I had this Les Paul, which I had Fishman Fluence pickups in. And I would grab this guitar and it sounded majestic. I could switch between this, that white Strat, and a Telly that I had my signature pickups in initially. And it sounded great, but when I would grab this guitar in comparison, because it didn't have the Fluence pickups, it sounded like there was a wet towel over the amp. So I thought, I got to get some Fluence in this damn thing. So I actually sent it out to Fishman, because in order to put the pickups in, I wanted the lithium-ion battery option. So underneath the pickguard here, ladies and gentlemen, you can see a little skedoidal there, right there where my poker finger is. Poker finger! What? Index finger. That's where the mini USB input jack is that allows me to plug these rascals in and charge them up, because they do need to be charged up to get those two voices and all the glorious sounds. But you know what? You charge it up for an hour and a half, you get 300 hours of plugged in playing time. So even an old curmudgeon like me who swears off such things is like, yeah, I could deal with that in comparison to what I get. You know what? We're going to have some Toby soon. This weekend, Toby's coming down. So that's going to be fantastic. We're going to do a live feed. We got to figure it out. Now, that's what's wild about that is I'm going from, is Miramani named after the Star Trek character that Kirk fell in love with? You damn right. Well played, John V. Usually when you grab a Strat and then grab a 335 afterwards, it would sound like poop and smelling without adjusting the tone controls. But this sounds great right from the get-go. Dylan on those drums. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Ladies and gentlemen. How about the Dylan giving a nod to old Steve Gadd? We met Steve Gadd. That was glorious. We were in a hotel in Milano, Italia. We had just checked in. We had a gig that night. We checked in late morning. So we had a little time to burn. So nice spring day. I prepare myself for a little spirited perambulation. I'm going down the stairs. We're staying up on the whatever floor. I'm going down the stairs. I open up the door to go to the lobby, and I open up the door, and there's standing Steve Gadd. I go, "Are you Steve Gadd?" He goes, "I certainly am." I said, "Steve Gadd, this is so weird." I said, "My band's playing here tonight. You're staying in the same hotel." I said, "Is Mike Landau with you?" He said, "Yeah." So I knew Mike Landau. So I thought, wicked. I said, "My son is going to blow his mind. My son plays drums. You're his favorite." So anyways, make a long story short, that evening after both of our gigs, we hung out in the lobby, and it was magnificent. It was awesome. And that's a Crusaders song, actually, but that version of it is from the Gadd Gang with Steve Gadd playing drums, of course, and the legendary Cornell Dupree playing guitar. Yeah, I've got Michael Land. I've emailed Michael about doing the interview. I haven't heard back yet, but he'll get back, and he should do it. It'll be good. Oh, you want some middle position on this 335? All right. Yeah, it sounds good, right? You know, someone asked for, last time we did the feed, we got cut off because of some doggone malfeasance. We don't know what happened, but apparently it made us sound like we were in league with some kind of dark force. Which is not the case. We are in league with the forces of good. Just to let you know, little shout out to the forces of good. So we'd like to do a little bit of a song that we were doing. We had a little Johnny Guitar Watson. We were doing a little thing called It's a Real Mother for You. A 1, 2, 3. Gonna buy a new car, but the price ain't right. It'd be a damn sight cheaper, yes it would. Start riding a bike, be making nail kind of powder. got the babies crying. Rent's going up higher, yes it is. Got the parents lying. Lord, it's a real motherfucker. Don't you wanna run for copper? Yes I will. And if you look, you will discover that it's a real motherfucker. Yeah. Gone to a disco, but dance your troubles away. Dance to the music, yeah, 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 that the DJ plays. And when the lights come on, like they knew they would, you go home and face the music that don't sound too good. Lord, it's a real motherfucker. But you wanna run for cover? Yes, I will. And if you look, you will discover that it's a real motherfucker. Yeah. That it's a real motherfucker, yeah. Woo. It's a real motherfucker. It's a real motherfucker. It's a real motherfucker. Whoa. Ba-do-do-ba-dum-bum. You know what's a real mother for you? It's a real mother-father. Drive it home. We'd like to drive it home. Can you mother grab and dig it? Oh, I like that kind of too. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm a huge fan of yours. My dad and I just stumbled upon your live stream. He's a jazz player, and you and your son just sound amazing. Thank you very much. You guys really groove. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Was that the harmonic tremolo you were... Actually, Ryan, that was not. I was using it before. Here's the harmonic vibrato. But I actually had a phaser on. Old Jim Page does that. Fluence is in that 335. You are correct, Phil. That is correct. Follow it up with Gangster Love. You know we can do that, Jody. Jesse James, Frank James, Bill Kidd, and all the rest. Supposed to have been some bad cats out in the West. They would have dug me and my gangster ways. They hung up their guns and made it to the grave. 'Cause I'm a gangster of love. Well, I'm a gangster of love. When I walk in the bar, girls from near and far say he's a gangster of love. Robbed the local beauty contest of their first place winner. They found her with me having a big crystal dinner. They tried to get her to go back and pick up her prize. She stood up and told him, "You just don't realize, yeah, he's a gangster of love. Lord, he's a gangster of love." When I walk down the street, all the girls I meet say he's a gangster of love. Jump on my white horse Cadillac and I rode across the borderline. Roped 65 girls, kissed them all at the same time. Put another 25 or 30 and I put them on the freight. $1 million reward for me in each and every state. The sheriff said, "You guitar, Watson," in a very deep voice. I said, "Yes, sir, brother sheriff, and that's your wife on the back of my horse. 'Cause I'm a gangster of love. I'm a gangster of love." When I walk down the street, all the girls I meet say he's a gangster of love. 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 dig it? Can you dig it? Can you pick it, lick it, roll it, thick it? Can you dig it? Can you pick it, lick it, roll? What pick it, lick it, roll it? What the hell am I talking about? Sounds like something dirty. How's it going out there, folks? That's kind of our day here. We're at 5:04 already. We're feeling the power of rock. You know, I forgot to share this with the people on my other portals. Maybe I should do that for question time. It's question time in the city. Hear them ring. This is the part of the show where I open it up for questiones. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Are you all that you're using is that nice blue caulk amp? That is correct, Peter. Did I break my G-string? No, I did not. Although, I haven't broken a string on these live streams. That's amazing. Actually, I don't really break that many strings, to be honest with you. If I would not change strings every now and again, I would in fact be in trouble. I'd be in danger. Danger. Can you dig? I'm going to just share this over to this for our question and answers. What guitar mic are you using? On the caulk amp, I have an old M audio condenser mic. What's it called? The Solaris, Dylan? Is that what it's called? I had it around for years, never used it, and then decided to use it. Jamming in Joe's Garage. Telly Tuesday tomorrow. Maybe we will do that for your listening and dining pleasure. I'm going to share this. Share this here. Post. Okay. Sorry, folks. They're getting in at the very end on my personal page, but that's all right. I'm going to share this over to the googly page as well. Group. There we go. The Gristle Kingdom. It's coming on strong. All right, folks. Did I do any grilling over the 4th of July holiday? You damn straight. We did some burgers. You know, we don't have burgers that often, ladies and gentlemen, but when we do, doggone, they're delicious. We'll do Toby Arrives when Toby actually does arrive later this week. He's coming down. We're going to do some live feeds with Toby. We're also going to do some recording. We got to finish up this record that we started. We're going to figure out how to go live. We're expecting, we got a new deal with Tascam, and they're going to send us this beautiful new mixing console that we can will serve as our interface with the computer as well as recording device and so on and so forth, and it has a lot more inputs than this device we're currently using. So, Patrick McManus asks, what's my favorite small low wattage amp? Well, in lieu of my little amp coming out with caulk amplifiers, which is going to be a low wattage little jobber, one of my favorite amps of all time was the Fender Pro Junior. I've owned many. I've recorded with many over the years. It's got a volume and a tone control. That amp sounds damn delicious. Doesn't have any reverb on it, but overdrive, you just turn that sucker up. The purple Gristle Master is like the black one with a bigger neck. No, that is not correct, Jade. The purple is just another color available on the regular production line. The big neck is only available right now on the black one at Wildwood, although that may change as time progresses. You didn't hear it here. What? But there may be another offering with the big old neck on it. Can you tell the story of you sitting in with Les Paul? I can tell that story. This is probably 2004, maybe. My buddy Joe Cassidy, who is a great actor on Broadway, sings great actor. It's from here originally. Actually, his dad and my dad were best buddies. They were both lawyers, and they used to hang out all the time. Unfortunately, his dad passed away years and years ago. But Joe and I knew each other from high school, and there's another story about that, but that'll wait. But Joe, he's on Broadway doing a bunch of different stuff. He's had some pretty big roles. But he likes to sing and play rock and roll. So he called me up and said, hey, how would you like to come out here? I'm going to rent a theater off Broadway, and I'll bring you out. And you'll work up a set with some of my pit buddies from Broadway, and we'll do a show, and we'll just do a bunch of rock tunes and rock out. I said, that sounds fantastic. So we did. Came out, we rehearsed. It was a blast. The musicians were great. It was glorious. My buddy John Paris, who's originally from Milwaukee here, but has lived out in New York for years, and he was Johnny Winter's bass player for years in the mid to late 70s and early 80s, and plays guitar very well as well. So John said, hey, actually I sat in with John's band at B.B. King's the night before the gig I was going to be doing with my buddy Joe, and Rusty Paul was there, Les Paul's son, and he said to John, you should have that guy come out and sit in with Les tomorrow. So I was like, wow, this is crazed. So sure enough, on that next Monday, I played my my gig, and I proceeded to get done, grab a cab, go over to the Iridium. My name was at the door. Les Paul's playing. The first show was already going on. I was going to sit in for this. Or no, the second show had just started. And I was there for maybe 5 minutes. It was kind of funny because Les Paul was playing as, they were playing Chinatown. And I remember the keyboard player did the solo. And it just chorus after chorus. He was just mixing it up. He's doing tenths. He's playing stride piano. He's just, block chord voicings, 16th notes. He was going crazy. So he gets done with the tune and Les Paul says to him, they had obviously worked this out in advance, but it was the first time I'd seen it. And Les Paul says to the keyboard player, oh my God, that solo was unbelievable. I mean, what's going through your mind when you're playing like that? What are you thinking about? And the keyboard player was, I don't know, Les, you know what it's like. I'm thinking about scales and arpeggios. I mean, what are you thinking about when you're playing? And Les goes, well, I'm thinking about my wife's sister. Skaboom-pish. And I'm going, oh my God, this is surreal. Next thing you know, Les Paul says, hey, we got some guy here from Milwaukee we're going to get up and sit in. I thought, was that me? Apparently it was. So I got up with John Paris, and the first tune we did was Mystery Train. John Paris sang it. And then when it came time for a solo, he just unleashed me, and I did my... And Les, after that, goes, holy cats, get the guitar over this way so I could see what the hell it is you're doing. Do another one. So then we did a blues tune. And then at the end of the night, we just hung out, and we were the last ones in the place. John, me, and Les were the last ones in the Iridium, and then we walked him up to his car, and Rusty Paul pulled up in the vehicle, and we got Les in his car, and away he went. And I looked at John, he's like, here we are. It was crazy. And then I was telling the story shortly after Les Paul died. I was telling the story on the radio, on the local radio station, and someone called in, and they said, I was there that night, and I have pictures. So sure as shnikey, he sent the pictures in, and there I am playing. Les Paul's on this side going like this, and John Paris is on this side, and I'm going, making one of my looks as I'm playing. And so I've got video document, or at least picture documentation of that glorious evening. It was crazy. Hey, Greg. I saw you in maybe 2010. You opened up for Zappa Plays Zappa at the Potawatomi stage at Summerfest. I don't think we opened up, but we played that day at another stage, and then I came over there and saw them that night. But I don't think we didn't open up for them. But you were Correct about, we did do Footprints. We used to put Footprints in, Spanish Castle Magic. And I might be I'd throw that in as well. It'd be a wise ass. Gristle Memories, you are correct. Can you dig it, y'all? Can you dig it? Yeah. Gristle Memories. It wasn't the first guitar you ever owned a Lotus Les Paul. Yeah, my first electric guitar I ever had was a Lotus Les Paul. It was sunburst, like a custom gold hardware. Black pickguard, so on and so forth. I really wanted more of a standard, but that was all that was available at this shop that had all the Lotus Les Pauls. Wouldn't stay in tune, though, for Love Nor Gold. So shortly after that, I got a Fender Lead 1 with the single humbucker in back. Yes. Can you dig it? I don't suppose you consider making a print available of you and Les Paul at the Iridium, say signed, because please, oh please. Wow, I hadn't thought of that. I don't know if I could even do that. I think we'd like to hear a demo of the Gristle pedal. Can't afford one of the amps. You know what? Next time I'll have a Gristle pedal plugged in. I just don't have any pedals plugged in at all. Sometimes I have my pedals plugged in and sometimes I don't. And I don't even have a Gristle pedal pedal handy here because we did some cleaning over the holidays, so I got stuff stashed. But I'll do that. Can't afford one of the amps right now, but would like to get your pedal if it's the same great tones. Yeah, it definitely. You know what was interesting is there was we played at the Waterfront Blues Festival in Portland, Oregon in 2009, and they just ran it. Yes, because obviously it's not going to actually happen this year because of COVID-19. So they ran me and Malford Milligan. We had a band called Nation Sack, but it was just, I think it was just under Greg Koch and Malford Milligan or vice versa. That's the way we used to do it. We would be like, is it Malford Milligan and Greg Koch or Greg Koch and Malford Milligan, depending on where we were. So anyway, I listened to the thing, and I was a little nervous that night, so I was a little over enthusiastic with the notes. But I'll tell you what, the tone was diabolical. And back then, what I would do is I would just fly with a very small pedal board with my Gristle King and a delay and maybe a couple of little pedals going in. And I think I was just going into a super reverb that they had there, and man, it sounded good. So what's great about the Gristle King is that it's a clean boost and an overdrive. So I usually set the amp up like a super reverb on maybe 4.5. The reissue supers. That is, because I've got an old super again now, but I'm running about 4.5, and then hit the clean boost, so it's just starting to snot up a little bit with the clean boost, and then I hit the overdrive on top of that, and the sounds of rock. Can you dig it? Oh, you were great. Thank you very much. Can you dig it? You were at the Portland show. Awesome. I just want to know what's in the water in Wisconsin. You produce so many world-class musicians. Well, the winters are long. Is this live? Yes, we're live as we speak. Daniel Amore, de Amore. Thoughts on the Instagram guitar movement? I think it's cool. I have fun on there, and I see a bunch of cool players on there, and there's a bunch of buddies on there putting some cool stuff on there, so it's all good. Can you dig it? And lots of beer, correct. Oh, yes, saw John Paris playing in a band called Ox way back in the day. Absolutely. They were a glorious power trio. Will the Fishman P90s work well in a Les Paul Jr.? Absolutely. How the heck is that guitar still in tune? That's a good question. Here, I've had the doggone snare on the whole time. Any relation to Gil Paris? No, he's got one R in his name. John Paris has one R in his name. Gil Paris is a buddy of mine, though. I think Gil knows John Paris. I would imagine they do. And they fight over the R. Hey, Greg, what do you think of the new Cream Goodbye set that was just released? Cheers from Chicagoland. I love it, Chris. I dig it. I have it. I love it. Of course, there's some weird... I like the weird audio quality on some stuff. Like the stuff from Royal Albert Hall is a little weird, but I still dig it. Do you like Gibson Nighthawks? Those are kind of cool guitars, as a matter of fact. What do you think the future of musicians are? Well, as always, you just do what you got to do and let the good times roll if possible. Would you be willing to explain the chord sequence of Succulents? I would, Evan. I could do that quick. It's a B flat minor 7 with the 9th of the... So I go... So it does that in B flat. And then it goes to G minor. Then E minor. to a C9. So. And then it goes to G7. Then D, D9, E minor 7, F9. I remember Heavy Cream and Eric Clapton at his best. I had both of those records, John V. I had both of those with the flip-flop packaging. I had both. Those are my... As a matter of fact, I didn't have the actual... My brother had the flip-top Heavy Cream record, and then he had Live Cream Volume 1. And then I went out and got Live Cream Volume 2, and then I picked up Fresh Cream and Wheels of Fire and Disraeli Gears. So that was my major entree into, and then same thing with Clapton at his best. I did not have the double Derek and the Dominoes record for quite a while. It was basically all the best tunes were on at his best. Is Jim Lyman still cranking with short stuff? No, he is not, although we do gigs every now and again with Jim Lyman. As a matter of fact, we had a Fathers and Sons gig booked in May that obviously didn't happen because of COVID-19. Oh, I swear you're obscene. Anyway, we were going to do Jim Lyman and his son Matt Lyman is a great drummer. My son playing drums, myself, and then my buddy Kurt Koenig and his son Andrew Koenig, who's a great guitar player and singer. And we've done that a few times. It's a lot of fun. And then sometimes I'll just do gigs with Jim and with Kurt, and sometimes just with Matt Lyman. We've mixed it up over the years with various different things. Thoughts on the Bohemian Grove? I was invited there once. I didn't go. It was... one of the guys that was on the board of directors for Fender was like, we got to get you to the Bohemian Grove. I said, what's that? Oh, it's a place where a bunch of people get together, musicians and politicians and artists and philosophers. And they get together at this place up in California. I said, that sounds great. I never went. Do you like the Eric Johnson Alien Love Child record? It sounds like Cream. Yes, Eric does a great. I like the Cream infusions in Eric's playing. It's delightful. Can you dig it? Well, listen, folks, we are at 5:22. It went kind of late today, but thanks so much. We had fun playing for you. And tomorrow, we'll be back on this Fishman Takeover on Friday at 4 p.m., although it might be modified because we have Toby coming down. So we got to figure out how we're going to do that. We might be coming from a different locale. We'll figure it out. We'll let you know what's happening. Also with Thursday, to be honest with you, for our 3 p.m. Central Time live stream on behalf of Wildwood. But we'll be here tomorrow at 3 p.m. for Wildwood. And this Wednesday, it's not live, but I'm interviewing Charlie Hunter, which will be fantastic. We have a nice chat with Charlie. We got Mark Lettieri set up. Robbie McIntosh, we got him going in the next few weeks. We got Eric Gales is going to do it, but we're waiting. So I do all these things at Wildwood at home, interviews, chats that we do. I did Joe Satriani last week. We had a great old time talking, shooting the breeze. What a cool cat he is. And those are all on the Wildwood Guitars YouTube page. And then Fishman is actually going to put them out as a podcast. So it'll be Greg Koch podcast. I think we're going to call it Chewing the Gristle with Greg Koch, sponsored by Fishman. And so all of those interviews that we've done thus far with Steve Lukather and Josh Smith and on and on. I'm going to space out Deke Dickerson. That's hard to say. Who else we did? Kirk Fletcher and the mighty Andy Timmons, and yeah, you got it. So and Jeff Pivar. It was glorious. So anyway, you get the idea, folks. Have a pleasant remainder of your day. We will see you tomorrow if you're so inclined, and thanks for tuning in. Have a good one. And just so you know, if you are interested in Skype lessons or any of my guitar instructional stuff, or certainly all the records and hats and pedals and God knows what else, you can get that at my website, which is just GregKoch.com. If you're into it. If not, we'll see you cats in the flippity.